You guys have probably seen a tower defense game on Roblox, whether it's bad or it's good. Well, in today's video, I will be showing you how I made my very own tower defense game on Roblox, from brainstorming ideas to coding challenges. Well, without further ado, let's start from day 1. In day 1, I follow a tutorial on a YouTube channel named Gnomecode, where he made a tower defense game. The first 3 videos, its main focus is just placing the enemies on a certain wave, like when this type of enemy enter the game like that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to follow, so let's move on to day 2. The main focus of day 2 is making a tower that can be placed by the player and can damaging the enemy. For an example, the tall brick tower. This tower can damaging the enemies but can't be placed by the player. Meanwhile, the placeholder tower can be placed by the player but sadly can't damaging the enemies. So obviously, we need to merge these two tower functionalities so we can make a fully functioning tower. So let's move on to day 3. In day 3, I merged the functionality of the tall brick tower and the placeholder tower to create the gunner tower, a tower that can shoot the enemy and can be placed by the player. Looking good, right? Wrong. This is where I come across my first problem. As you can see, the gunner tower is oriented on the Y and Z axis, where it should be oriented on the Z axis. But don't worry, I will show you how to fix it. You see, Gnomecode made the humanoid root part of the tower looking at the humanoid root part of the enemy, where it should just make the humanoid root part of the tower rotating towards facing the enemies. So if you erase the Gnomecode code and put this code instead, it will work just fine. On to day 4. Day 4 is where we got the second tower, which is the Bacon Slasher. It has a really small range, but it does a decent amount of damage. Also, it has a really small cooldown. The only thing that stops this tower is probably the speedy enemies, because they are too fast and doesn't get damaged by the Bacon Slasher. Also, you better use another tower or place more Bacon Slasher to counter that weakness. Also, this is where we got a new base health system, so when the enemies finally enter the base will take damage, and if the base health reaches 0, the base will get destroyed. So, really nice things. Alright, on to day 5. On day 5, I'm working on a money system and making more and improve UI, so the player have more enjoyable feelings when looking at the screen, like here is the amount of enemy that will be spawned on the map, here is the base health, here is the wave display, here is your money, here is your tower limit, and here is your towers. And oh yeah, also to get the money you need to fully kill the enemies, like fully kill them. And the amount of money you get is the amount of enemies health that your towers killed. Also, the money system also functions as stopping the players from placing towers non-stop, because, you know, they have to spend the money when spawning the towers. So, yeah. On to day 6. Day 6 is probably one of my favorite part of this series. Why? Because this is the upgrade tower section, one of the most important aspects of a tower defense game. In this section is where the towers can be upgraded and become more stronger. Like when you upgraded the Noob Gunner, we can see he gains more increased amount of range damage and decreasing amount of cooldown. This upgrade changed from just a weak useless tower to a still weak useless tower, but you know, more powerful. Let's move on to day 7. In day 7, I just improved the tower upgrade UI, like adding, selling towers, changing tower targeting, and making the game mobile compatible. Obviously, this functionality really affects the gameplay, like when you accidentally place a tower like 5 meters away, but you don't want it to be 5 meters away, or you want the tower to target the strongest enemy first. Let's move on to day 8. Day 8 introduces us to a new tower, the Rocketeer. It shoots a powerful rocket that deals huge splash damage, which is really good at attacking and cleaning groups of enemies. Also, we got an amazing end screen so that you can see how far that you've made. So you can see your gold, how far the wave that you've been through, and it's pretty dope, pretty cool. Let's continue to day 9. In day 9 we got map voting. Now you can choose where to attack those enemies in a variety range from grassy place to another war. And next we got the lobby so that you guys have the place where you can discuss your strategy with your teammates before going to the attack locations. And on to the finale. Day 10. We got the shops. We're being managed by a handsome lad named Jerry, best shopkeeper in entire Roblox. And of course, the shop contains all the towers that you can purchase with coins to defeat future enemies. But that's not all. We've implemented the data store service to ensure that your progress is safe. Now, when you leave the game, you purchase towers and hard-earned coins will be safely restored, ready for your return to continue the battle. And we're come to the ending of the video. Thank you so much for joining me on this thrilling journey through the development of my tower defense game. From way back at it's just a single tower to a shop that's been managed by Jerry. We've been on an incredible adventure together, but it still doesn't stop here. I still got a lot of things that I really want to add to the game, like more towers, more enemies, diverse map, epic boss battles, and countless surprises awaiting for you. If you enjoyed my content and want to see more thrilling updates and additions to the game, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It helps me a ton. And remember, I'll see you on the next one.